second guest here, Ben Wieder, who is originally from Cleveland, Ohio, interestingly enough. I didn't even realize he was from Cleveland. That's where I was just speaking of my grandfather doing all the robberies and stuff back in the 50s. I don't know if he remembers him. He looks
His grandfather was with your grandfather.
Maybe.
It may have been, who knows?
Maybe so. But anyways, Ben moved to Tampa Bay and founded Level 6 in 2005. With a heavy focus on brand performance, his firm has helped multiple clients achieve improved ROI by leveraging the very latest technological innovations. The firm's specialized capabilities include brand development, online training, customer incentives, and content marketing. Current clients range from well-funded startups to multiple Fortune 500 companies. Ben, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks so much for having me. As I told you before, it's my first time on the air since the days of college, so it's been quite a while.
Yeah, you said you were a radio show host back in college.
I did, yeah, at a radio show at Miami University, the real Miami in Ohio. Yeah, as we
interesting.
Like to say,
yeah. So, well, I'm sure you had a lot of great times on the radio back then. So hopefully it made it a little bit entertaining for you today.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll probably be a little bit more serious today, though.
This is the topic. I'm sure you probably had more fun
just
at
a
those
bit.
shows. Now, I understand your firm, Level 6, has been involved in the launch of a very exciting project with Pinellas County Schools. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. It's a real exciting project for us. It's something that's been going on for the last couple of years, and we just did a launch a couple of months ago here in Pinellas County. And Future Plans is basically a next-generation career planning tool. It's all online. It's for high school students. The rollout is going on as we speak. We just actually got East Lake High School up in the north part of Pinellas County going today with it. And it'll be completely rolled out and a mandatory part of the curriculum for all high school sophomores in Pinellas County starting this year, towards the end of the year, around the April-May timeframe. So it's the rollout's going great, and the reception so far has just been fantastic.
Okay, so Future Plans, was this a project that your company founded, or is this something that was founded by the Department of Education?
Yeah, actually, it was the Pinellas Education Foundation.
Okay.
For those who aren't familiar, most school districts have an education foundation, and we in Tampa Bay have two of the best. The Pinellas Education Foundation is rated #1 in the entire country for education foundations, and Hillsborough is right behind it, I think, at 3 or 4. So it's really, we're very fortunate with these great organizations, and so they're the ones who got the funding going for it, and we were hired after an exhaustive search, and we're glad to be a partner with them on this project. Okay,
so this is basically a planning project for the future. Students get on the website, and then they can basically, plan where they want to go to college, plan what they want to do, kind of see the different scenarios. Is that correct?
Yeah, it gauges their interests, their abilities, and their work values, and then matches that with careers that would be a good fit for them.
Okay, so Future Plans sounds very exciting. What makes it different from other online career planning tools that are out there?
Yeah, it's a great question, because a lot of people ask, they say, the Education Foundation, couldn't they just go out and, white label something else that's already out there? But really, they saw a lot of holes in the marketplace, and they thought, we could do a better job of capturing, the essence of what we're going for by doing it ourselves. And so what they came up with was a platform that really is cutting edge in a number of different ways. I mean, I could go on, but first and foremost, it's engaging. So the students actually, we used these focus groups with Nielsen. They helped us do these focus groups, and we've got these avatars that go through. Excuse me. These avatars that go through, and they basically engage the students with professional voice actors, and there's a number of different avatars that the students get to go through and see. Another thing that really separates it out is demand. It's a heavy focus on career demand. So for example, a lot of students may say, well, I want to be an anthropologist. Well, there's nothing wrong with being an anthropologist, but you're probably not going to find a job. So that's a big thing. So it's a really heavy focus on demand. And then third, we really, encourage a student to go through, and I shouldn't say encourage, we force the student, if I'm going to say it bluntly, to go through the decision-making process and actually start thinking about what career they want to embark upon.
I think it's a great idea, and I'm sure you're very excited to be involved with it. It's something I always say, growing up in the educational system there was such a focus on, history and English, which is great stuff. But I got out in the real world, and I had no idea about basic home ownership, buying a car, all the different things that, young people need to know and don't really learn until you get out there and actually do it. So I think that's a great little project you got going here. So stay tuned here. We got to take a quick break, but coming back from the break, we'll be talking more with Ben Wieder about some of the marketing trends we're seeing here in the Tampa Bay region. And if you're just tuning in, you're listening here to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 WINS WHNZ. We'll be back in a moment.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Welcome back, everybody, once again to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. If you're finding my show on the air for the first time, I invite you to tune in here every Mondays at noon as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Off air, find me over at my website, tampabayradio.com, where you can find all of my listings as well as many of my upcoming listings prior to hitting the market. Just head over there and click on the pre-list properties tab. And also you can find past shows of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show via the show info tab. You can find all of the audio casts as well as the streamcasts, and you can even watch the show live via the live stream link, again, over at tampabayradio.com. We're currently talking with Ben Wieder, founder of Level 6 Marketing here in the Tampa Bay region. And I want to switch gears a little bit with Ben here and talk a little bit about marketing. Now, you're a frequent speaker in Tampa Bay about marketing trends. What are some of the trends that our listeners should be aware of?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, first and foremost, I would say it comes down to mobile. Everything right now that we're seeing, one way or the other, has to do with mobile. Okay, so, for example, the big statistic that came out this last week, you may have heard about it in the news, was IBM said that fully 50% of all online sales that they're calculating are now coming through mobile. That's either a mobile phone or a tablet, but more specifically a mobile phone. Walmart, interestingly enough, has it at 70%. This past, Black Friday weekend was
70% of sales came in through mobile devices.
70% of sales came through mobile devices, and a few years ago that would have been a fraction of that number. So to say that it's changing quickly is an understatement. I mean, we've never seen such change in the world of online probably since the advent of the World Wide Web some years ago. So everything is really changing as a result of that. Design is getting far more streamlined, far more simplified. Things are becoming more vertical. Things are moving away from innovative design and really going more towards functionality more than necessarily who can design the fanciest website. It's about who can design the most usable website.
Yeah, absolutely. I had David Etheridge, founder of Savvy Card, in my studio here a couple of weeks ago, and he is promoting, basically it's like an online business card, but it shows very well on a cellular device. And I really think it's going to revolutionize the real estate business, because that's where he's marketing his product towards initially.
Absolutely, yeah. It's I mean, if you're going to do a website right now and not do either a mobile version or more specifically a responsive website, you may as well just not do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely website designers and business owners have to be aware of the influence of mobile devices. And if you're not incorporating that design into your your website, then you're really going to be losing a lot of customers. Absolutely, I know exactly what you're saying there. Right. Now, I saw in your bio you mentioned the term content marketing. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Well, that's so interestingly enough, probably the best example of content marketing I can give to anybody is you, right? I mean, so this is not your day job, obviously.
No,
although you're doing a great job at it, by the way, I must say. But you're in the real estate profession, and clearly, I know you enjoy informing consumers and so on. But this is a form of marketing your brand, Jamie Meloni. And so, while most people won't have the advantage of having their own radio show like you do, you got to think about things in those terms that, it's getting your brand out there. So, that could be like working with a guy like Topher Morrison, like we talked about, writing a book. Topher's a good guy around town that we both know. Helps people write books. But what we do most of the time is we really do it in the way of blogging and creating content through your website that then fuels the needs of your customers. So content marketing, think about it as basically providing relevant content to the people in your customer space, right? So it's how do you create that relevant content? How do you distribute that content? And then what we like about blogging and search engine optimization is it's out there for a long time. I mean, once you publish something online, it's there. And so it's a small investment for each article that you write, but it's there, and people will find you through this content.
So at your firm, Level 6, do you offer like consulting and packages to people that need assistance in this type of?
Right, absolutely. I mean, in some cases we'll just do simple, consulting and advice. In other cases, we'll take over the whole effort of the content marketing itself. So we've got a couple of writers on staff. We'll be producing that content and putting it out through the blogs that way.
Okay, and you also, I'm sure, social media presence, is that something you assist us with?
Yeah, social media is important. I mean, interestingly enough, I think, the key thing that we always suggest with social media is, to separate out B2B from B2C. Obviously, B2B being business to business and B2C being business to consumer. Social media is important for everybody. There's no doubt about it. But when you talk about an ROI, clearly, if you've got a consumer-oriented product, you're going to have a much better show of things when it comes to social media, because there's just more people to reach. Your target market isn't as niche as it would be in something like B2B. So it really depends on who your clientele is, but absolutely social media is something important to leverage. And in a lot of cases, when it comes to true 100% social media management, we would turn it over to some experts, a company like Elevate, who you're familiar with. I mean, they do a great job of 100%, 360-degree social media management.
Right. Now, with the holidays coming up, one thing that jumped out to me was the term customer incentives. What does that mean to your firm?
Yeah, customer incentives. I mean, first of all, you have to define who's your customer. So for some of our clients in the B2B world, a customer is a dealership salesperson, because the dealers are the ones actually selling their vehicles. We do a lot in the automotive industry. But of course, in the B2C world, that could be customers, the people buying your end product. And so really it would be a salesperson incentive program. We run a number of those, which is basically when you go to buy a car, a lot of the times your salespeople are incentivized to buy or to sell certain vehicles with certain options, through these incentive programs. And then on the customer side, it's rebates. Rebates are really big right now, and the prepaid debit cards are really hot. You've probably seen those. So we have a whole couple, programs that deal with that, and designing those cards and getting them into the hands of your customers.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, I got to wrap up interview with you real quick, but a lot of great information. I appreciate you very much for coming in studio
Thanks
today. How can listeners get in touch with you off the air? Website?
Sure, yeah.
Numbers?
Website is Level 6 Marketing. That's the number 6, level6marketing.com. And you can call our office at 727-210-6600.
Okay, give that number out to the listening audience one more time.
It's 727-210-6600.
All right. Thank you very much, Ben, for coming in the studio today, and a lot of great information on marketing trends here in the Tampa Bay region.
Thanks, Jamie. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And if you didn't catch his information, we'll get it up on the Tampa Bay Radio main page here in the next day following the show. Again, just head over to tampabayradio.com.